Okay, all right, here we are. So what we're going to do today is we're going to show you guys exactly how I prep a canvas and do the background of my paintings, because the backgrounds actually take a lot more time. So first of all, I'm going to use a great big flat brush. We're going to get it in there. There's going to be a little bit of shaking on the camera. Just ignore that. It is connected to the same desk that the easel is. So we get water all over the canvas, just like that, just to get it ready for it. And also, sometimes these canvases come with a little bit of film that's already on them. This kind of clears out that film. So you get that all the way down. Try to go both ways with it. That way, horizontally, and then vertically. You just want to do that rather quickly. Now, paints we're going to use for the background. We're going to go ahead and use raw umber, deep yellow, red sienna or burnt sienna, Payne's gray, and then I don't want to reach for them, so I've also got titanium white and a little bit of what was that one? I put a blue in there. Prussian blue. That's right. Okay. Don't argue with me. I can't remember everything. Alrighty. We're going to hop in, and the first thing I'm going to do is just start throwing on a whole bunch of Payne's gray real fast. Or not Payne's gray, titanium white real fast. Okay, any of you following along at home, do not use Payne's gray at the beginning. It actually doesn't matter if you do or not. I just like to throw the white on there, just get a little bit on. And then I get a little bit of the blue and the Payne's gray in here. And the Payne's gray that I'm using comes from M. Graham & Co., which is fantastic paint. I mean, just amazing paint. That stuff is so incredibly thick. Okay. Get that on there, and you're like, well, gosh, it doesn't even look like you're doing anything. You're just throwing paint on. That's right. Your backgrounds are just throwing paint on. And I'm just going to move back and forth on it to kind of get a feel to it. All right, there we go. Now, gonna hop in. I'm gonna get some burnt umber in there. It's gonna mix really nicely with these. Burnt umber is a great color for this. Some burnt sienna. Get that all over the place. And, yep, good. Good, good. Everything's looking good to me. All right. Pop in, and here we go. We're going to throw in a little bit more of all this. More of your titanium white. And what you're really trying to do at this level is you're really just kind of filling in parts of the canvas. You're trying to get it into every little nook and cranny that's in the texture of the canvas. Once you've got that, you can start building things up. Now I'm going to dip into some medium yellow. Throw that in there. Now when I get the medium yellow mixed with the burnt umber and the burnt sienna, we're going to get some really nice colors. I may even dip into some of the raw sienna or the raw umber. Those are a little bit more flat, a little more neutral. They can really tone down things like your blues. And there, we're getting colors that I'm happy with so far. Okay, it looks like it's working all right. You may notice on that one I splashed in two colors. I went ahead and took for my background my burnt umber and my medium yellow, mixed it together there. And we're starting to get a good background. Now, this is going to be a painting for one of my Auria. My Auria, the Wind Spirit, was such a popular painting last time that why not throw in and do another one? And I want a little bit more in there. My light source is going to come from over here, so I want to make this side a little bit lighter than the rest of it. But at this point, it's not going to matter yet, because really we're just kind of making a color on the canvas. Just going to really quick, when you go all the way across your canvas, off the canvas, and then back on. If you stop mid, you're going to get some brush strokes on there that you may not want. And a good secret, good trick, always make the bottom of your canvas a little bit heavier than the top. So get some of that Payne's gray in there on the bottom. give it a little heavier feel to the bottom of the canvas. And then if you get to a point where you've got to clean it, I just use a peanut jar, one of the plastic ones, because it's got this lip on it that'll make it so the water doesn't splash out a lot. Still splashes out some. If you're not painting in a place where you can get things dirty, you probably ought to be. Okay, let's lighten this up. And you can see we're going to pull some of that Payne's Gray. I want that to come through because I want this very linear look to the back of my canvas here. Now, this one makes it a little harder because I didn't pull my canvas above my line at the bottom where my easel is. So I have some brush strokes at the bottom. That's where I'm going to pull in a makeup brush and make a big difference. I'm going to keep on popping some more of that titanium white in. And we are just really quickly just slapping that in there. Okay, we'll go back and forth this way. And then we're going to do our verticals again. And I'm going to pull from the bottom straight up. There's a lot of paint on this canvas right now. That's a good thing. And yes, I'm starting to get very happy with the way the color is looking. And this is only the first part of it, because what's going to happen now is I'm going to pull out my handy dandy pink hair dryer and I'm going to dry it. There's going to be some noise for a moment. You'll just have to deal with it. If you don't like it, turn it down. Real quick, because I forgot to say that at the beginning, the best way to support the channel is to go to iMagiCardGame.com. They are our sponsor. That's iMagi cardgame.com. We have limited edition prints on there. We also have the ability to buy the card game. Why? Because the card game is great. Well, how do I know it's great? Because I've played it. How else do you know it's great? Well, I created it. How do you think I'm sponsored by them? That's right. One-stop shop here. Back to the loud noise of the hairdryer. All right, now, you may be asking, how do you know if it's dry? Well, don't touch here. You'll end up leaving a fingerprint on it. Touch off to the side. Still not dry. See how that works? Go ahead and put that. I mean, I've got paint all over the place on here. So, it's still not dry, but it is drying. Let's talk a little bit. The color right now is kind of an ugly brown mud. That's okay. That color I want in the background because I'm going to go over it with a few opaque, but a couple transparent paints as well. And that color is going to shine forward into some of the other colors that we put on it. Regardless, at this point, you could end up just cleaning or just painting the entire thing like that, letting it dry, and then going over it with another color. It's not going to matter because you can just think of this as a primer. So we're going to hit it with the hairdryer just a little bit longer. And now I'm going to commit the cardinal sin. I'm going to touch the paint. It's mostly dry. It's a little tacky in the corners. Hit it with the hairdryer just a little bit more. We're almost there. Okay, that ought to do it. All right, now this is how you quickly get this ready. Okay, the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to pop in with a couple of colors. Here we go. We're going to get an awful lot of this burnt sienna on there. It's going to give this wonderful, transparent, kind of reddish-brown soil color. We want that. Why do we want that? Because I said so. Why did I say so? Because it's my painting. All right, now, some of these areas where it's still a little bit wet or where it's going to cling the color to just a bit more, that's okay. It doesn't matter. We just want to make sure we get as much in here as possible. Okay, there we go. We're starting to get the color. It is picking up some of the paint back here. That's okay too, because this is, again, just the base. And it picked up a lot of the color from right there. That means I had the brush a little bit wet when I went over there, and that paint was still wet. That's okay, though. This is, like I said, a fast guide to being able to prep your entire background and get your background looking the way you really want it to look. So we'll get a little bit of our titanium white. That'll fill in some of those areas, get us a little bit more opaque. Mix with that. And then we've got some yellow that we want to bring in, mostly more titanium white. Okay, again, the camera's going to shake a little bit for this. That's okay. You can see we're mixing and smoothing it out on the canvas as we go. Bottom of my canvas doesn't have quite enough stuff on it, so I'm going to bring in some more titanium white down there. And then, like I said before, it's always a good idea to make the bottom of your canvas look a little bit heavier. So once we get this, I'm going to dip into some of our burnt umber. And I'm going to put it in a couple of spots, and I'm going to actually use that down at the bottom. And we are almost done creating the background of our canvas. Pull this stuff up. All right, we've almost got it the way we want it. We're going to get some titanium white and yellow mixed with our burnt sienna. Pull it in heavy on our right side of the canvas. And it's starting to get exactly the look that I want out of it. I want, again, a very vertical look to my canvas. I'm going to darken up my corners a little bit, darken up my base of the painting down here at the bottom. Do it again right over here. Not so much there. Going to pull up. And that vertical pull is getting me a mix on the canvas just the way I like it. If you want it softer, what I suggest is you go out and you pick up a couple of makeup brushes. That'll soften things up for you. If I take and I put that makeup brush right across here, it really softens the lines. I'm liking the way that it feels. I'm still getting my vertical in there because I'm leaving some of it in. But I'm getting a soft, soft approach here. And you want to just barely graze the top of the canvas. That's it. You're not really pushing on this. Because if you push, then it's just going to pick up the paint. We're going to go horizontally again, and then we're going to pull vertically. And that's that. All right, let's see. We've got it.